Christian Kids Automation.
A long, long time ago, in a big and beautiful kingdom, there lived a mighty king. His name was King Darius. King Darius had a very large kingdom with many towns and many people. To help him take care of everything, he chose 120 helpers. That's a lot of helpers, and over all those helpers, the king chose 3 very special leaders to be in charge. One of those leaders was a man named Daniel. Daniel was very wise. Daniel was very kind. Daniel was very honest. And most of all, Daniel loved God with all his heart. Every day, Daniel prayed to God. He prayed in the morning, he prayed in the afternoon, and he prayed in the evening. Daniel trusted God more than anything else in the world. King Darius liked Daniel very much. The king saw that Daniel worked hard, never lied, and never cheated. The king thought, Daniel is the best of all my leaders. I will make him in charge of the whole kingdom. But oh dear, the other leaders were not happy. They became jealous of Daniel. Do you know what jealous means? It means they wanted what Daniel had, and they didn't like that the king loved him more. They whispered to each other, "We don't like Daniel. We must find something wrong with him. Then the king won't trust him anymore." So the jealous men watched Daniel. They peeked at him when he worked. They listened to the words he said. They looked for any mistake. But Daniel never did wrong. Daniel was faithful. Daniel was honest. Daniel was good. Finally, the jealous men frowned and said, "We will never find anything wrong with Daniel unless it has to do with his God." And then they made a sneaky plan. They marched to King Darius and bowed down low. "Oh, King Darius, live forever," they said. "You are such a mighty king. We think you should make a new law. For 30 days, no one should pray to any god or any person except you, O king. If anyone prays to someone else, they must be thrown into the lion's den." King Darius listened. He thought it sounded important. He did not see the trick, so he signed the paper and made the law. Once the king made a law, it could not be changed. When Daniel heard about the new law, do you think he was afraid? No, Daniel loved God more than anything. He went to his room, opened the windows toward Jerusalem, and just like always, he got down on his knees. He prayed to God. He prayed in the morning. He prayed in the afternoon. He prayed in the evening. The jealous men were waiting. They tiptoed and peeked. They saw Daniel on his knees. "Aha!" they whispered. "We caught him." They hurried back to the king. "Oh, King Darius, didn't you make a law? Didn't you say that no one may pray to anyone but you? And if they do, they must be thrown into the lion's den." "Yes," said the king. "The law cannot be changed. Daniel still prays to his God. He does not obey your law." When King Darius heard this, his heart sank. He loved Daniel. He did not want to hurt him. All day long, the king tried to think of a way to save Daniel, but the law could not be changed. Finally, the jealous men reminded him, "Remember, O king, no law can be undone." So, with a sad heart, King Darius gave the order, Daniel was brought to the den of lions. Before the stone was rolled across the entrance, the king called out, Daniel, may your God, whom you serve so faithfully, rescue you. The stone was rolled. The den was sealed. Daniel was inside with the lions. That night, King Darius went back to his palace, but he did not eat his dinner. He did not listen to music. He could not sleep. He paced back and forth. He worried all night about Daniel. And what about Daniel? Inside the dark den, lions prowled. They growled. Their eyes glowed in the darkness. But Daniel prayed to God. And do you know what happened? God sent an angel. The angel stood beside Daniel and shut the mouths of the lions. The big lions could not roar. The big lions could not bite. They lay down quietly like gentle kittens. Daniel was safe. Daniel was not afraid. Daniel slept peacefully all night long. Early in the morning, as soon as the sun peeked into the sky, King Darius hurried to the lion's den. He ran as fast as he could. His voice trembled as he called out, Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to save you from the lions? And then, from inside the den, came Daniel's voice, O king, may you live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths. They have not hurt me. I have done no wrong before God or before you. The king jumped with joy. He shouted with happiness. He commanded Daniel be lifted out of the den. The men rolled the stone away. They helped Daniel up, and when they looked him over, there was not a single scratch on him, because Daniel trusted in God. But the jealous men, the ones who had tricked the king was very angry with them. He ordered that they be thrown into the lion's den instead. This time, the lions showed their strength, and no one could escape. Then King Darius sent a message to all the people in his kingdom. He said, Daniel's God is a living God. He saves and he rescues. His kingdom will never end, and his power will last forever. He rescued Daniel from the power of the lions, and from that day on, Daniel lived safely and was blessed, because he trusted in God with all his heart. And children, we can trust God too. When we are scared, when we are lonely, or when others don't treat us kindly, God is with us, just like he was with Daniel in the den of lions.
Daniel prayed 3 times a day. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He would kneel and talk to God since a kid. Even when the king said stop, Daniel chose to pray non-stop. So they threw him in the den of lions. Lions roared, but didn't bite. God sent his angel through the night. Daniel's faith was strong and true. God was watching all night through, and he came out shining bright. Did you know? Now you know! King Darius was so sad. He hoped God would guard him to the end. When he ran there in the morn, saw no scratch in the lion's horn. He was glad and gave God praise to send. Lions roared, but didn't bite. God sent his angel through the night. Daniel Now you know! Pray like Daniel, stand up tall, stand up tall.